Welcome to the channel. I'm the Bitter Wizard, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to get past the glowing enemies on Leon Must Die mode, what makes the glowing enemies different than the normal enemies, as well as what makes the blue and the red variants different from each other. Now what they have in common is that they're both spongy whenever it comes to gunfire. The blue ones, however, are spongy whenever it comes to everything until you get a parry on them. It doesn't have to be a perfect parry, you just have to parry an attack and they'll be vulnerable to everything you can throw at them for just a few seconds. But the red ones, however, they're resistant to gunfire all the time, and they're just made vulnerable to different things, like shooting them in the kneecaps or the head and landing a melee strike on them, finding a weapon and throwing that at them, or hitting them with the rebar concrete things in the Raccoon City area, blowing them up with hand grenades and the propane tanks, stuff like that. So let's get into it. If you've ever wondered how to beat these glowing enemies, I've come up with a strategy that might work pretty good. If you get the ones that are blue, you do need a hatchet. And even that one right there, if he's the blue one, I mean, I just managed to get a perfect parry on him somehow. He hits really hard, so if you miss your parry, it's probably going to take about half of your axe's life away.
Not bad.
It's not a big deal if he gives you a new one. But if you still have the fire axe over here, you can just lead the red one over to it. Now these three enemies I dub the three hooligans. The strategy for beating them is kind of simple. See, I don't have a hatchet right now, so I'm not going to be able to parry the doctor one with the surgical saw. But I could lead the two red ones to the fire axes that are around. What I like to do, though, is take a shotgun or take the rifle and crowd control whichever ones that I don't want in the front, and lead the ones I do want to deal with first to the correct things to take them out. So for this, it would be I lead them around this way, and they're not smart enough to just turn around and block my path. A doctor one ended up way back there, so I can just kind of snipe him with this once he starts to get a little too close. Skylar White Zombie, it looks like she's in some kind of race, so she's up ahead. There we go. Knock just the doctor down. Now I just have to lead the Skylar White Zombie in here to where the other fire axe is. Which, I mean... Oh my goodness, she fucking grabbed me before I could do anything. Good thing I didn't die. Okay, we might actually be in luck. Not because there's a blueberry zombie, but the other ones don't seem to be up and doing anything just yet. This one, knock him down. See her. As long as you have whichever one you want to throw the axe at like the center of the screen, and you do your best to off-screen the other ones, make sure that the only enemy he could lock onto is the one you want to hit with a fire axe or whatever melee weapon, then that's the one he's going to aim for.
I don't have time for this.
Alternatively, when it comes to the three hooligans, you can just lead them down here to the dining room and blow them up with the propane tank like I just did. If you're not in the dining room, though, there is... Let's see where it is. Yeah, right here on the other side of the upstairs, if you go through the records area and lead them down the steps, there's another propane tank right outside the kitchen here. The way I like to handle the two glowing singing zombies is, well, for one, you can stand in this doorway here and they don't seem to notice me yet. If you snipe this berry zombie with the fire axe, you'll be able to use the fire axe on the red one, which the red one's pretty much always the granny one. I think she comes up from the right side. Oh no, I was 100% wrong about that. It looks like the granny one's the blue one this time. Right. Didn't quite work out how I wanted it to, but a way that you can adapt is lead them up here. If you happen to get them both together, red one in front, lead them back down to where the fire axe was. Do what you can to make sure that the primary focus is put on the red one. And yeah, if things aren't working out for you like this, there is a second fire axe in this room. Yeah, get her with it. Well, I'll still have the chance. Now, the blue ones, their parry timing is honestly really strange. Like, I don't have it down to a science. You basically just wait until you see the hands go up like that, and you kind of just have to guess. It's roughly a quarter to a half a second after that. Could be as soon as immediately, but basically whenever you see them raise their hands by their face and wiggle their fingers, that's when you need to hit the parry button. All right, I'm going to try to get it to play out a little more smoothly this time. I'm going to try to let the berry zombie with the fire axe get a little closer.
I don't have time for this.
There we go. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to reload this.
Excuse me.
I mean...
Still trying, huh?
Now, like I said before, I have no clue what the timing of that's even supposed to be. I literally just have to guess to get it right. Now, this is the way I like to deal with the blister heads on here.
Excuse me.
The earliest that you could possibly see them is in the care center. So they are pretty tough, but you'll have a good chance to have some enhancers and whatnot ahead of time. So you have parry and attack. And yeah, shoot him a few times. That move he was about to do is a one-hit kill, so if you ever see him like drop their arms to their sides and start screeching, you need to be careful of that move.
Give me a goddamn break.
But there we have it. Once you get to the Raccoon City area, you'll find some glowing, like armored enemies. So since they're armored, you're not going to be able to shoot them in the torso. They're still weak whenever you go to shoot them. You still have to parry them, but since they're armored, you know, you can't shoot them in the torso. They're still weak in the head and in the kneecaps if you want to shoot them there. So let me just go ahead and parry this one real quick. I circle around, parry him again, shoot him in the legs with the machine gun.
Still trying, huh? God damn it.
I do advise making sure you keep an eye on the life bar and that you heal when you need to. I admittedly make that mistake way more often than I'd like to admit.
I don't give up that. Here we go.
I don't know what that second move was in there.
I don't give up that easy. Now I'm mad.
There we have it. You'll probably have an easier time on anything lower than rank 5, but that's what this one was. They also have a couple of different grab animations, which I'm not as used to, as you can see. But parrying them, getting headshots, that should do the trick for you.
Give me a goddamn break.
I will say that once you're in this area of the game, the enhancers and the gear that you're using happen to make it a little bit, like, they become a little bit more necessary. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I just use a 1-star shotgun of this one, and my enhancers, you know, I have one thing for a 20% boost. You have to do headshots, so here's this. And I cleared out some amount of space, so I have 27% extra there, and whatever big game hunter gave me. That said, though, you could probably make it work with things for the hatchet as well, or different enhancers for the guns. Another thing to mention for the blue armored variants would be things to not do, and that would be to not use the classic 70 against them if you're within, I don't know, any amount of range where they can grab you and just one attack animation. The classic 70 has such a long animation for Leon to chamber the next round into it that you're probably going to get grabbed, and there's no way to cancel out out of it. So I would recommend using the marksman if you're going to, even if it's the one that deals significantly less damage. It just has a more generous animation. You can parry, you can switch to something else. So I just thought that was worth mentioning.
I don't give up that easy. Okay. All out now.
Well, all right, guys, I guess that concludes it for the day. If you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if not, let me know how I can do better. And for those of you who are wondering why I didn't include the chef in this video, it's because he was special enough to get his own video. So for those of you who might want or need tips in dealing with him, feel free to check that out. Take it easy until next time.